Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of MT Talk. Today I wanted to share insight into parenting challenges. There are many, but today I just want to touch upon one where we, grapple with this uh, challenge of our children not listening to us, or this the discomfort about certain behavior that our children exhibit. We don't like certain behavior that our children exhibit. So what do we do then? We either raise our voices, or in some cultures we raise our hand to correct that behavior. But I want to offer a very different perspective. So, when the children were young, we loved them so much, they loved us back so much. There was no complaint about their behavior. They were also always loving and accepting, and life was so good. But as they grow older, typically close to preteen ages or teenagers, then we start to have a lot more complaints, a lot more issues with their behavior, and they also start to feel a lot more distant and don't come and share things as they used to earlier, or they're not as open in their communication. So the communication platform also starts to shrink. We don't talk as much, we don't sit together and have a conversation greater than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So things have changed over the years. So what really happened? What changed? So as the children grow up, in their formative years, their mind is very impressionable, and they soak in all the experiences, and those experiences become their memory banks. Those memory banks create perspectives and worldviews, and what they experience in terms of behaviors and responses of people around them, parents, relatives, siblings, those start to become their tendencies. Those start to become their patterns, out of which it starts to create a framework of decision making and responses. So if as a parent we have an issue with our child not listening to us anymore, or arguing, or not responding in a way we expect them to respond, take the time, go to the moment, the first encounter of when you saw this first change in their behavior. What was it that suddenly made your child a happy-go-lucky, bubbly, open, loving, caring child to someone who is now not interested in coming and talking to you or sharing their true emotions or how they feel about things? So the first encounter is probably going to be when they expected a certain kind of response from you, but you probably were either not in a good mood, or you put on the lens of being a parent, or you didn't take the time enough to understand their emotion and what they're going through, and you either yelled at them or judged them or criticized them and stamped their behavior as inappropriate, irresponsible, or just too not compliant with your expectations. So that first encounter of when the child felt that he or she opened up their heart and shared exactly all the emotional turmoil that they're going through, the distress, it was being rejected. It was not considered as acceptable, and therefore the child now starts to feel that, hey, I just shared exactly how I felt, and that was rejected, that was not understood, and on the contrary, I was asked to shut down, or I was told I was wrong. whatever the situation may be, whatever the context may be, the first and foremost thing as parents, as teachers, as counselors, or anyone that deals with young children, here is what I would like to offer as advice from my personal experience. Always, always, always listen without judgment. Raise your awareness, raise your consciousness before you raise your voice or your hand. Give the time and space and make the child feel that this is a safe, non-judgmental platform where they can open up and share exactly how they feel. And after a while, if you want to offer advice, which we all should because children are way too young to make sense of things, you certainly can and should offer advice and guide them, guide them, not criticize them, which means show where the faults were, if at all, in their behavior, why someone pointed that out, and offer guidance on what could be done to avoid it, correct it, and so on and so forth. Right? So don't be a criticizer, be a critic guide. Don't be too quick to judge. Take the moment, give them the time and space, listen, hear them out, see how they see things, look at things from their perspective, and I promise children will feel a lot more safer when they are not being judged, or when they feel that they have a platform to openly share their feelings and thoughts. And when that happens, then you're not only eliminating the possibility of some tendencies being formed in their mind, but you're also keeping the communication platform open between you and your children, and they will always feel safe to come and express their emotions. So look back in your lives and see, if you're experiencing this distance in communication between you and your children, what was the first encounter when it all started, and have you taken any steps to prevent it or correct it from there on? And I can tell you it's not too late. You can still try and do that, and hopefully things will change. So that's it for today's contemplative insight on parenting. I hope this helps. I will talk to you in another video. Until then, love and peace. Bye-bye.